Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I want to congratulate those young people this morning who performed the national anthem. Let us give them a round of applause. You know, today's youth may be tarnished by the conduct of a few, but among the youth we have a number of them who are vigilant, who are looking forward to positive things, and who have their minds and hearts set on becoming important and contributory citizens to this federation. And what I see in these young people, I want to see in all young people everywhere. That positiveness, that engagement in what is happening in our society. And you know, I cannot leave out Miss Depaswa. She's always there singing these wonderful tunes. So Miss Depaswa, thank you. I'm sure the Prime Minister is happy whenever you do make sure that you tell the world that he is the best Prime Minister. I'm sure about that. This morning I want to begin with a passage of scripture. I want to begin with 1 John chapter 3 and verse 17. It goes like this: if a man has the world's goods and sees his brother in need, some Bible have different version, but I'll put this version, and show no compassion on his brother, how does God love abide in him? We in this Team Unity administration have signaled from the very start that God's love abide in us. And that is why our approach to government is the way it is. Because we accept the fact that you have put us in authority, in a word, given us the world's goods. And we use the authority you give us to give unto those who are in need, because we are showing the compassion that God asks us to show on our people. The world's goods is in your education. And so if you're educated, you must teach others the right way. You must not fail to guide others in the right way. That's why you are learned and educated. That is our responsibility. And that is the government's responsibility. And we are doing it. The world's goods, of course, is partly in fact, riches, wealth, money, resources. We have been given the task to manage the resources of the country. And we are managing those resources and showing compassion on our people. Of course, you may say the world's goods include power and position. And when you're in positions of power, you must use those positions for good, not for bad things. Use those positions to elevate people. That is what this Team Unity government is doing. And that is why this very month we launched the program of getting the data to commence the $500 a month. Because you have given us the authority, the power. And we have decided if you give the world's goods into our hands, we must return that to those who are less fortunate than us. And we're not perfect, you know. But I tell you, when a government stands up and says, look, if your household's income is less than $3,000 a month, then you deserve from the government $500 a month. That is a government that is living up to its responsibility. I have lived on many years and I've never seen anything like this. And I feel so good to be part of it. Because when you collect, starting soon, I know you will think that this Team Unity government is the best government for the country. It is that which has pushed us earlier in our term to introduce a help program. A help program that says to us, look, there are individuals in this country who have houses, some with rotten roofs and they can't repair them, some with no bathrooms. And this government stood up and said, yes, you have given us the world's goods. And because you have given us the world's goods, we will ensure that bathrooms are there for those who don't have bathrooms, and the work is still continuing. And so too are the roof repairs. You have given us that authority. And that is why our recent program of hurricane relief for roof, my goodness, I never seen nothing like it yet. Can you imagine? Many persons in this country, I don't know the number, I'm sure the Prime Minister might have the number. I don't know if he has the number yet. But hundreds of families have gotten their house roof repaired. Not a dime out of their pocket because of this government. And then some people looking on and say, change the government. They're crazy. This government is performing. You have given us the world's goods. And we're using those goods to benefit those who are less fortunate than some of us are. That is why we have produced houses. You have given us the world's goods. And we say, look, no longer will we be building the small houses. These are 862 square feet. Bigger bedrooms that can hold more than a bed now. And your dressing table could be in it too. And sometimes it holds 2 beds. It is a house fit for a king. Prime Minister, I don't mind giving up mine. I live in one tomorrow. And you know what? We did more than that, you know. That's why I'm telling you. We have been given the world's goods, and we are determined that the people of this federation will benefit from our stewardship. That is why on these houses, interest rates go as low as 2%. Nowhere in the world. 2% interest. Man, this is a dream team, you know. This is a dream team. And you have got to hold up the hand of your dream team.
Yes, that's all right.
Some people talk about, oh, he ain't do that. Hey, everything can get done. But you better be glad that you have a government like this to get these things done. And that is why we are embarking very soon on universal health care. Understand me. We have been given the world's goods. And many of us in this country know somebody who was sick and they had it. Can't afford the chemotherapy. We put chemotherapy in the hospital. And yet we say, in spite of putting that, we can still provide universal health care. Because nobody in this country, nobody must get sick in this country while Team Unity is here and can't get your medical bills paid. We're putting an end to this nonsense. Whether you're poor like a church mouse poor, right? Or you're rich like Douglas. When you get sick, your bills, you must be able to access the care you need. And that is what we say as a Team Unity government. In large measure, we apply what I will tell you is the utilitarian principle of governance, which says to us, we will do the greatest good for the greatest number of people, if not all people in this country, because no matter how much you do good for people, you ain't do nothing for them. People just like that, you know. You know? You do everything for them. The little thing you ain't get to do because you had enough time, boy, you're not good at all. That's what they say to you. People. But you know why I don't dwell on those things too much? Because Christ did a lot of good and they still crucify him. And so I'm saying to you, hold up the hand of this government. But when we step out as a government and do all that we are doing to raise the quality of life, to improve the quality of life of individuals and households, you have a responsibility as well. Individuals and families have responsibility as well. It's not about always receiving. It is better to give than to receive. And so you have to give something back, even in your own conduct. You have to understand that what is expected of you, hey, I expect your support. I expect your support. I know that they don't get your support. I don't mean that, because that is a given. What I mean is, I expect you to be responsible citizens in this country. And by that I mean, among other things, taking care of what has been put in your hands. Make sure that they're well taken care of. Guiding the children under your guidance, so that they could be like the youngsters who were here this morning. Because, too many youngsters think they're bad. And they're really bad, And we have to guide them. So we have a responsibility to guide those youths into the way they should go. So you have to be responsible citizens. Don't encourage your children to do the things you never used to do when you were small. Boy, when I was small, I had to get up 5 o'clock in the morning, Not 8:30 to go school. 5 o'clock in the morning and done gone in the mountain. And you're going to tie out your animals. And when you come back, you got to sweep up the yard and take up all the bush. And you ain't had no water in you, so you had to head water and fill up the drum before you leave home. Tell them again, what you say? And go look wood. And some of you ain't had no donkey to bring home the stark meat for the animals, so you gotta bring it on your head. We learned discipline, get things done, and you can't reach school late. We have to tell our children, teach our children responsibility. We are going too far away from making our children responsible. And you couldn't do it with your grandmother, so what are you letting them do it for? Man, I am pleading to all these young mothers and fathers, even though you're single, you have a responsibility to bring up those children in a way that they do not become a menace to society. We have to put an end to it. And I'm telling you, because I support my Prime Minister in this, I, for one, agree with the principle espoused by who I will call the father of sociology, Emil Durkheim, when he says it is impossible for offenses against the most collective sentiments to be tolerated without the disintegration of society. And it is necessary to combat it with the aid of the particularly energetic reaction which attaches to moral rules. I could tell you in simple terms, we ain't supposed to accept it, and we're supposed to root it out. But you have to be moral about it. You can't just take life like that. Root it out. And so as a government, we intend to be as vigilant and as purposeful in interdicting these things in the country. But we need your help. Start in the home. These homes we are building and distributing, start there and raising those children so that they could be responsible citizens. Guide those children, I say to you. I want to urge you that as we give you these beautiful homes with a hard roof made of galvalume, bigger bedrooms, low interest rate, that you take care of these properties. I would encourage you where you can to fence your place if you can. I will encourage you where you can, if you have a car, park it in your yard so that, we have too many vehicles coming in the country, clogging up the roads. So help to park your vehicles off the road. Help us to ensure that when people are moving along the street, people move with a bit of freedom. Take care of these homes. Keep God in your homes. If you ain't got God in it, you ain't got no home. Believe me, the Bible tells us about building a home. And if God is not in it, it's a home it's built in vain. I'm paraphrasing. If it has no God in it, a house that just built with human hands is a home without direction. Put God in your home. Today, we're here in the Prime Minister's constituency. Today, we are here in Molineux. Today, we are here in a city that has a great reputation. This village here has a big reputation. I used to play cricket over here, so I know. You have given birth to many good quality cricketers that have made it all the way. Many of them. You're one, right? See the one standing right there in the back. Huh? You all know them. Molineux could have teach the whole of Senkis cricket. Because Molineux had some of the best cricketers in the country. So Molineux has a big reputation. But you know what? Molineux also has another big reputation. For this is the first time a woman ran, she was from Molineux. The first time a woman ran for politics, she came from Molineux. And that is why we are pleased to have this edifice, our hospital up here, named after her. Because apart from the fact that she was from Molineux, she was my teacher. I get licks from her already. True. She was a stern, in a man's world, the days when men were dominating teaching, she came through the ranks as perhaps one of the first women to become headmistress and to raise people like me who ain't committing no crime. And I want the young people to understand that we had that training, that teaching, that guidance that brought us up to have respect for others, to revere people's lives. It is not yours to take. It's only God's to take. God to take life and give life, not man. Not because you give birth to the ladies, you ain't giving a life. It's God give the life. And so, this village of Molineux has a big reputation. I'm sure the Prime Minister could say more reputation about this village than I can, because this is his hometown. When I say hometown, home community. And he's always there. And so I want to suggest to you that as we distribute these homes today, which make it 30, I understand will be handed out today, 30 home owners will receive their keys today, which is part of the overall policy of the government of building homes in every community. And don't mind the naysayers, they say we ain't building in constituency 6. We done give out in Newton Ground, we give out in Lavington, and right now we're building in St. Paul's. This government is not looking at where you live. We are responsible for the entire country. Even if you didn't vote for us, we're still responsible. And we're going to act responsibly. And that is why I'm confident that the people of Molineux will return the Prime Minister once again to his rightful place. And if you put the Prime Minister back to his rightful place, come over and help me put me back in my rightful place too. You understand? Because we who are in the government, if you really think back, and if you're too young to know, ask your parents, we are the best government in the last 30 years. And we will continue to be, as long as you give us the opportunity. With those words, I want to thank all of you for coming out. And to those of you who will get your homes today, your keys today, God bless you. God bless you richly. And God bless all of your family too. Thank you very much.
Stay up to date with news, programs, and activities of the government with SKNIS. Like us on Facebook. Listen to us on SoundCloud. Follow us on Twitter. And watch our videos on YouTube. Connect with us today. SKNIS, St. Kitts and Nevis Information Service.